Hey, welcome back to Chasing the Sun. I'm Eric, and today in my moto-travel series, I'm going to take you on a nice day ride. It's up to Merritt, through Manning Park. We usually do lunch at Merritt and then loop back down. Nice, simple Sunday day ride, so check it out. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite rides of the Lower Mainland, and we call it the Loop. It's a nice long day ride if you want to go for some twisties and speed. This is a place to do it, and I'll show you both. There's the big loop and the small loop. So this is what I call the small loop. It basically brings you from Vancouver through to Hope. This unfortunately is unavoidable. Coming back, you could try the number 7. It's a little bit more fun, but still a lot of traffic. Once you pass Hope, though, that's where the fun begins. You take the number 3 and head up to Manning Park, and then you continue through to Princeton. Princeton is where you'll see that we took a gas stop. And then you continue up to Merritt, and then Merritt back down through the 5, the Kokahala, and Hope, and then back home. This is what I call the big loop. And again, it's the Merritt Manning Park loop. But the difference is if you have a bit more in you, you can actually do 8.5 hours. The small loop is about 7.5 hours. This one adds just about an hour. And the difference is from Merritt, you go to Spences Bridge and you take the number 8. I love this stretch. Love, love, love this stretch. This is one of my favorites in the kind of Lower Mainland, or just outside of that, I guess. But if you're visiting and you want some nice twisties and fast sweepers and no cops, this is the place to be. You'll see it later in this video. I'll cover that part. Then after Spences Bridge, you would continue back down the number 1 and then head back home. Now there is a the wrench to our plans, though. We weren't able to get through Lytton, and if you continue watching, we'll tell you why. Okay, so we're taking a break at Princeton. Princeton is right after Manning Park. It's a good stop for gas if you need it and just a stretch. After this, we're going to hit the 5A. 5A is one of my favorite short little highways. It connects Princeton to Merritt. And it's quiet, it's country road, some nice twisties in there, and it's quiet. Love it. No cops, no cars. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy that a little bit. And then we're gonna head over to Merritt and stop for lunch. This is 5A, Highway 5A, very rustic, just riding through some nice quiet country road with a good amount of twisties. Alright, so we got to Merritt and we're gonna go to one of my favorite places here called the Kekuli Cafe. They specialize in bannock, which for you out of town travelers is our native Canadian, or I guess, yeah, native Indian bread called bannock. It's really yummy. Okay, so what is this? Oh, this is the salmon taco. It's not a regular taco, they said.
No, for sure.
But it's got the bannock, which is the famous thing here. Okay, so I got the chicken mushroom Havarti melt. So it's a sandwich. And my buddy Andre got the smoked salmon taco. Okay, so that we just had lunch break at Kekuli? Yeah.
Quick call.
Quick Cool. Yes, Quick Cool. My buddy Andre, his company is Quick Cool. That's why he's trying to plug. So there, I'll plug Quick Cool. Again, not too hot, not too cool. Just right. There you go. If you need HVAC service, check out Quick Cool with Andre. So we're on a ride and we're in Merritt. We just finished lunch at Kekuli Cafe. And that road, we're doing a day trip, like I said, but that road is one of a common day trip that we do come up for. It's a short, probably like 5-6 hour loop that I'll post up on the map. So from Hope, we went to Princeton through Manning Park, number 3 Crow's Nest Highway. And then from Princeton, there's this neat little highway called the 5A. That takes you to Merritt. Nice little country ride. Let's give you a rating on the scenery, 1 to 10. Road condition, 1 to 10, and the twisties, 1 to 10. Why don't you start? What do you think about those two stretches?
Honestly, I was not super impressed. Probably good for a one-time ride. I would say, well, BC is beautiful just by default, so it was not bad, don't get me wrong, but let's say 7 for scenery,
Yeah.
7 for the road condition, and what was else?
Twisties.
Twisties,
Yeah.
6.
6. Okay, he's a tough customer. All right, for me, I think Manning Park is interesting. It's close enough to the Lower Mainland that if you're traveling here and you don't know about the roads, it's a nice little excuse to go out. I think we're spoiled, Andre and I. That's why he's hard to please. We've got some really nice roads here. But Manning Park is, for a day's ride, is not too bad. There's parts of it that's scenic. The road condition wasn't great though. The middle stretch, there's a bunch of cracks. I think they haven't fixed it for the winter, so I'm not impressed there. I think road condition, I probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Well, maybe 7. The last stretch of Manning towards just before Princeton, that was better. Twisties, I like Manning because it's got a combination of big wide sweepers, fast sweepers, and some tight twisties. Not super tight, but tight enough to kind of make it interesting. The trick to Manning though is don't go when it's uh, trailer traffic, like camping traffic, because it is a public park. So coming back through there around like 3 or 4, you're gonna have a lot of trailer, especially on Sunday. If it's Sunday, go there early morning. It'll be quieter. That's what we did. And what else? Twisty, and you know, my one of my personal favorite is 5A from Princeton to Merritt. Quiet little strip. Um, you got lakes, you got pastures, you got farmland, no cops, no cars, and it's medium twisty, so nothing too tight, nothing too fast. So it's nice, leisurely country ride, if you will. I'll give that stretch for twisties a 7. Scenery, 7, and road conditions. Well, today was paving, but otherwise, after the paving part, I'd give it an 8. So that's our review. We're gonna head up to Spences Bridge and then finish up the loop. So over there is the small town of Spences Bridge. It's not much of a town, but the point of this is the road. All right, so we are on the river. We came down the river here. We stopped at Spences Bridge. One tip if you're traveling in BC, especially in the summertime, check the road conditions because there are forest fires. This year especially. You see all the smoke out there? It's smoky because there's a fire that wiped out Lytton. You may have heard on the news. But yeah, so that stretch of highway is stuck. We knew that already, but we went to ride Spences Bridge anyways because it's such a great ride. Highway 8 is one of my local favorites, and it did not disappoint. There's a bit more traffic than normal because Lytton was cut off, so I think people are rooting through here, but it's still relatively quiet. The road condition was not bad. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Twisties, I'd give that an 8 too.
I'll give 9.
You give, wow,
9.
you are being generous from last time. That's pretty good. I think his mood just got better now.
Yeah, my mood is better. I love this. Right?
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you gave Twisties a 9. How about road and scenery?
Everything is nice. Everything is nice.
Jeez. Amazing how 1 hour makes a difference. But yes.
Okay, 8.
8? Okay, there we go. So normally we would come up to Spences Bridge and then take the number 1 highway back down, finish the loop, but we can't do that. So we're going to double back, which I don't mind, being one of my favorite roads here. So that's the Highway 8, Spences Bridge, back down to Merritt, and then we'll route through Manning again probably, depending on the time, or we're going to take the Coquihalla 97. Okay, so here's my ride report for this Merritt Manning Park loop. It's going to be a little bit difficult because all 3 stretches are kind of different. You've got the Manning Park section in the beginning, which is fairly fast, more sweepers, nice scenery. And then you have the quiet country road of the 5A going from Princeton up to Merritt. And then you've got the stretch that goes from Merritt to Spences Bridge, which is a little bit tighter, also a little bit quiet, more like country roads. But I'll do my best to kind of round up everything. You can watch earlier on in this video where we broke down the section from Manning Park to Merritt, and then near the end where we talked about the Spences Bridge section. Overall scenery, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Andre gave gave the Manning Park stretch a 7 out of 10. I also gave it 7 out of 10. But near the end, you'll see that Andre got a little bit more generous and gave it an 8 out of 10 for the Spences Bridge section. But I think overall, if you blend everything in, it'll be a 7 out of 10. Now, if you did the big loop, which takes you from Spences Bridge to Lytton back down to Hope via Highway 1, that stretch is actually quite nice too. You kind of follow the river. And the scenery there, I think if you did the big loop, I might even up this to 8 out of 10 overall. Road conditions, overall, we gave it a 7 out of 10. The Manning Park stretch in the beginning wasn't that great, but it got better in the end. For us specifically, there was a stretch of Highway 5A that had some paving. So, it wasn't a long stretch, but it did kind of bring down the mark a little bit. But I think overall, you went on a normal day. 7 out of 10's not too bad. The stretch of Highway 8, the road conditions isn't super smooth, but it's not too bad. There's some snakes on the road and stuff like that. So yeah, 7 out of 10 I think is a good average. And then in terms of twisties, that's the stretch from 5A. That's nice. It's not tight, but it's not highway sweepers either. There's a mixture of it. And then also the stretch Highway 8 going to Spences Bridge, that gets tighter. So that stretch alone, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. But as a blended loop ride, I'd say that this is not a super tight, twisty type of ride. So I gave it a 7 out of 10. And then for fast sweepers, also there's a mixture here. So I gave it a 7 out of 10 also. The Manning Park stretch is definitely faster highway sweepers and not as tight. The Highway 8 stretch is tighter. It's still fast though. So overall for a whole loop, I would give it a 7 out of 10. And then traffic volume, this is a mixed bag and it really depends when you go. Manning Park is a provincial park, so just know that if you go during traffic time, like Friday afternoon when everyone wants to go camping, and then come back Sunday afternoon when everyone comes back, you're going to hit some traffic. So I would avoid those times if you want the light traffic. The 5A stretch and the Highway 8 stretch typically is very light already. So I think overall, I can give this anything. I'd average it out to be a 7 out of 10. But really, on a good day, the traffic volume could be like a 9 out of 10 if you miss all of those trailer and camper traffic. But, when you get those, then it might come down to like a 6 out of 10. I'm not even going to include the Highway 1 stretch because Highway 1 stretch west of Hope is high traffic regardless, so you just have to deal with it. Like I said in another ride video of mine, if you want a different stretch of going back to Vancouver from Hope, you could take the Highway 7. There is still some traffic, but it's a little bit more interesting, not as straight. So yeah, there's my overall ride report. I hope that helps you when you do your ride. And if you do like it, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you like this loop. It's one of our favorite loops around Vancouver here.